Hey everybody, I'm Sean. Welcome to another episode of Angling Spiders. Welcome back everybody. On today's episode, I am out at the Bow River southeast of Calgary. It is a beautiful day out here and that's why I decided to come out and give it a shot. It's not our first time at the Bow River. Kieran and I were out on the Bow River last weekend, but we weren't out for very long because Kieran fell in the river. I did put a short out about that, so for those of you that maybe haven't seen it, here's the aftermath. All right, you guys. What just happened, Kieran?
I'm just taking a bit of a fall.
So Kieran just wiped out. He's got water up to his butt, and he caught a beautiful tree pounder. Way to go. So we were also out that day with Bennett from Mainstream Angling, and although our day was cut short and we didn't catch anything, he caught a beautiful rainbow trout. So here's the footage from him catching that beautiful fish. All right, you guys. Bennett's caught one on.
There we go. Yeah, we're on. That's a decent fish.
That's a nice rainbow.
Nice fish. Great way to end the day, you guys. We're about to leave. It's a nice rainbow right there. Nice Bow River rocket. Pinned him right on the side of the face of the Anglingspiders. Thank you very much.
You
Sean.
bet, buddy.
That's sweet.
Nice fish. Nice fish. All right, everybody, back at it here. Looking around here at all the ice, you would never know that it's a beautiful day out here, other than the wind. But it's actually really warm. It was supposed to get up to about 15 degrees today, which is one of the warmest days we've had. And this whole week's gonna hover around that 15 to 17 degree temperature mark. Yesterday hit 17, so it's warm. Spring's finally here, but spring is so late that there is a lot of snow and ice to melt. Drove by one of the all-season lakes this morning and the ice is still on it. There's not any open water yet at all, and this is the Bow River. And you can see the banks here, how much ice there is. Way more. In fact, I was here at this time last year in this exact spot, and there was no ice at all. Zero. So the spring's really late, but I'm out here giving it a shot in windy conditions, and we'll see what happens. It's also a little bit muddy right now, which is not surprising given the amount of melt and runoff. So it makes it a little bit harder for the fish to see those lures, but it was too nice of a day not to give it a shot, so that's what I'm doing. Out here giving it a try, and if I don't end up getting anything, I brought a backup plan today. If I don't catch any fish, we'll get to that next. All right, unfortunately, I did not catch any fish today. I did have one follow-up and I saw it. It looked like a pike. It might not have been, the water's a little bit murky, but it looked like a pike. Took a swipe at my lure and missed, and unfortunately I didn't catch it. So, no catches for me today, but as I said, I do have a backup plan. I brought with me some new gear, and I thought if I don't catch anything today, I will go over the new gear that I got. So I'm gonna do that next. All right, I don't know if any of you out there buy bargain lures. I don't do it very often, but I do try once in a while. And there have been places online that sell cheap lures. Sometimes you get some off Amazon. Sometimes you get some off places like AliExpress. But then I heard about this new service called Temu. Now, like I said, I don't do it very often because they are typically cheap lures, and of course they're not local. I do like to support local. As you guys know, we support Ketchum Big Lures and Len Thompson here in Alberta. They're both Alberta companies, so I prefer to support local companies as much as I can. But every once in a while you want to try something just a little bit different, and so I did do a order from Temu. Now Temu just started in Canada. I think it's been in the US for a little while, but it just opened last month in Canada, and I did an order to see what would come, and so I'm going to show you guys some of the things I picked up. So here's the first one. It is a jointed swim bait. In this case, kind of like a trout or a pike. and looks pretty good. I haven't even taken it out of the package yet, but I will be trying that one out a little bit later this year. Now this one is not very heavy, so I don't think it's going to sink much. So I'd either have to add a weight to it, or it would have to be for top water. So that's the first one. All right, so the next two are basically the same, they're just different colors. So here's the first one, and I don't even know what you would call these little things. Basically a little metallic crankbait. I've never had anything like this, but I've seen other people use them. This one is 15 grams, and here's the other one. This one's a little bit bigger. I think this one was the 21 gram, and this one in a green color. You guys know I like my greens, so I'm interested in using these, and we'll see how effective they are. I wish they were just a little bit heavier, because I like to get them a little bit deeper, specifically for pike, but I think these will also work for walleye. All right, the next one are some jerk baits. Yeah, they come in a pack of 3. I'll open them up here. These, I believe, are top water. I think they float, but I like the pattern on these, and they'll be useful if I ever get in a spot where I want to try some top water fishing for pike. I really like the colors on these and the shape of them. This one's a bass. 3 of those. And I don't know about, I mean, the quality looks all right on these things. I don't know how well they'll last, but they're cheap. I mean, this pack of 3 lures was, I think, $5. Okay, the next one up here is a jointed perch, and this one really I'm looking forward to using with some pike fishing. Now again, this one is pretty light. It does have some rattles in it, but it seems a little light, so I'm sure either I gotta fish it really slow or I'm gonna have to add some weight to it. This one's 18 grams, but yeah, I like the pattern, and I think this will do really well for pike. This one was, I think, about $3. Next up, I bought some red plastic worms. I've never had anything like this, and basically these look like the wire worms that people use when fishing for whitefish, and I think these would be really effective on a small hook when fishing for whitefish. So I picked those up for next ice fishing season, and if I decide to finally go fishing for whitefish, which is something I don't usually do, now I've got these I could use for that purpose. I think you could also float these on for trout, but anyways, it's nice to have something a little bit different. This was like 80 cents or something for 50. And last but certainly not least, I finally picked up a spider. I have never had one of these. I've seen people use them, obviously top water. Most people use them for bass fishing. I don't even know if I'll ever use this thing, but I had to have a spider lure. I mean, it's angling spiders. This one's got a weight in the belly. I can feel something moving around in the abdomen piece here, so helps weigh it down a little bit for casting purposes because it's pretty light. But anyway, it looks good, and it's just nice to have one. Suits the channel. That is all of the stuff that I picked up from Temu. Now, everything I just showed you was about, I'm gonna say, $22. So it is definitely a cheap place to find lures. That being said, they are gonna come from China. I have not tested the quality, and it's not something I would do all the time, but if you are looking to try something different, it's a way to get some different types of lures that you could maybe then pick up the style in your local store. So that's some of the items I picked up recently. Unfortunately, still no fish. We will be out again, probably on the Bow River again, because the spring is so late here in the near future. Until then, I hope you guys liked the video, and if you did, please smash that like button, hit subscribe, and until next time, good fishing.